Our next speaker is the former ambassador of Japan to Washington, Mr. Ichiro Fujisaki.
J'ai toujours dit que
I have always said that American presidential elections are like a Christmas gift, because we cannot know what they hold before we actually open the box, before Christmas. So this is the analogy that I wanted to make in this context, and I believe it is quite fitting. In any case, during the first interview or meeting with Mr. Trump, no particular subjects were discussed. I believe that there was talk about the prospects of relations with Russia, China, Korea, Philippines, and India, as well as several other countries, as well as the prospects of the American economy. And I believe it is highly important for an old ally, which is Asia, to work on promoting relations with the United States in the near future, and this will be very important for us in particular. And I believe that we can work on building trust at this phase. Mr. Trump stated on his Twitter account that that the United States have begun working on improving relations with the region in general.
Mr. Trump's election was very different from all other elections I have seen before. That was a menu, in short. So many different things on the menu. One was that lose the weight. The other was you have a rich dessert. It doesn't add up. Economists, Financial Times have written that it's not logique, but important thing was that ordinary people don't read those magazines, don't read those newspapers. It didn't matter at all. He was able to sing a song, music, which was good to each people. Now it's time that he has to cherry pick. I think there'll be three groups of policies. One, he will have to do it. Second, he will have to modify and do it. Third, he will postpone it. These three groups. The first group, I don't know which will be that. Second group, we are already seeing. The walls is changing to fence. 11 million changing to 2 million. So maybe we could do that to second group. Also, about Obamacare, maybe that's going to be in second group. So we have to be seeing which one would go to Group A, Group B, Group C. As for the foreign policy, I think, maybe I'm too optimistic, but relations with Russia, China will not change fundamentally. Even if there's a personal chemistry, the countries' relations are more important.
حتى لو كان هناك اتفاق على مستوى شخصي، هذا لا يكفي. إذا فكرنا في الصين، فطبعا التنافسية الأمريكية سوف تنحسر. لدينا أكثر من
Forget about it. So, in that case, on that premise, alliance is important to the United States. It's better to cope with others just by Americans, not only by Americans, but with allies. So I think he's already indicating the importance of NATO, Korea, and Japan to all those countries. We are going to continue to go along. Of course, there could be discussion of burden sharing that could come up, but the fundamental relations will not change. Then what will happen? I think on three fronts, policy may have to be watched. One, environment, as often people say. One, trade. Third, Middle East. Relations with Iran, the accord with Iran. One with the relations with Syria, IS may change. So I am personally watching those three elements, and that is not that predictable at this juncture. But the whole system, structure, I am maybe a little optimistic, but would not collapse or shake or tremble as a lot of people now like to say. Now, of course, we can't still write clear picture, but I think we could be counting on his businessman instinct or sixth sense, saying which is better for America. I think the answer is obvious. Thank you very much, Jim.